folks, Jonathan here. Sort of back at it here. Haven't done a lot. Mostly just looking and trying to figure out what we can get done here. I did go through and rewire this tack, and this is actually dated inside 1968, so this is an old one. We're going to figure out where we're going to mount it, probably down on the floor, and I'm debating on whether to use this 8-ball or not. Maybe instead of the little black ball that's on the handle. Let me see, what else have we done? Like I said, not much, but playing with the pipe, waiting on how I'm going to put them, and the headlights. I've still got to find a ring. If anybody has a ring, it needs to be a chrome or stainless ring for a guide. I think it's a 682. They're pretty common, but I would be more than glad to buy one. I just need one single ring for it. It's a 7-inch headlight, and as you can see, they sort of clamp together down here. Now this one's plated, and I'd take another plated or a painted one, because I could just paint this one. I'd rather not, but I will if I have to, because that one there is rusted out pretty heavy. And if it comes to it, I'll be trying to fix that one, but we're going to see what happens. But yeah, I was figuring out what I wanted to do for these mounts. Okay, I did get the choke cable hooked up. Messing about the air cleaners. You know, these has got a flange type instead of just a slide over. So there's different ways you could do it. I was going to build an air cleaner, but I decided to just go with 2 small, this style, but new ones. I have coming. And you know, the problem is you know, you can't mount these on there the way this is set up, and you can buy adapters, but they want $37 a piece for adapters, so I'm not buying them. So what I bought was V-band clamps, 2.5 inch, and that's sort of like a turbo clamp, and we're going to do whatever machining we have to do to make them fit. I even thought about putting these in and machining this whole lip down so I could slide it over, but just trying to get out of doing a little bit of machining. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we can machine everything without taking the carbons off. I mean, I don't want to machine on the carbons if I can keep from it. I just want to do the brackets I get, and I'll show you as I go on that. So we got them coming. Getting ready to, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the exhaust next. We'll see what it's going to sound like with the headers on, I mean with the, I'm sorry, glass packs on it. And we're going to cap these off and then run out the bottom and run back and get them where they need to be. And I'm going to run the band clamp around them down here, because we can take the 2 bolts and run the bracket to mount them to keep them up. So anyway, that's what we're working on right now. And you know, just keep at it slowly, knocking stuff out. I did take the panel down to the glass guy this morning, so hopefully we'll get it back. And maybe, well, they said possibly tomorrow they'll have the glass cut, so we'll get the glass back and maybe start trying to get some of that in. I may work on the seal plates also, so we need to do seal plates and try to do some exhaust maybe today. Okay folks, moving along. We've got one pipe done. Don't have the hanger, or I don't have any clamp here, and I don't think I'm going to put a regular clamp. I want to put like a strap clamp. So I'm going to wait and get some 2.5 inch strap clamps and stainless, and then we're going to use this one to tighten down between the tip and that, and then we're going to use the bolts on it for the mount. And we've got it where we want it, tucked up in. You know, I angled it sort of in because I wanted it close to the body. I didn't want it sticking way out. I think that's just like I want. Okay folks, just made it back with the glass. Had it cut, took that steel panel, and he made me one. Let's hope it fits. I sure hope it does. Okay, so now I got my panel back in here. I was just doing a little bit of figuring. I've got the rubber, which worries me, is whether how wide it's going to space this rubber, how hard it's going to be to get back in the slots and the grooves. I'm going to put it in with dish detergent and go ahead and you know, lube it up good and let it slide down in, because I'm going to make some little caps that go over the top. That way the glass can't move, and maybe put a little piece of rubber at the edge top of them, because we'll have plenty left. This is just universal 1/4 inch groove, 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, and that's what I've made my track. Now hopefully my track is perfectly straight, because if it's not, then you know, the glass is not going to want to bend. So the steel, even though it's pretty thick, you know, it's going to bend quicker than what the glass is. So don't know, let's just see what happens. I mean, I'm kind of worried, but of course it wouldn't have mattered how I'd done it, or you know, whatever. I'd probably still be a little worried about it. So all right, and we did get a back one made. I've got to finish it up, mounting and all that. We didn't get as much done yesterday as I'd liked. Well, you know, I had to do a little running. There is the exhaust. I got it done. I had a customer that had me do a tow, pick it up from the hospital and take it somewhere. But the problem was they told me the wrong hospital in the wrong town. So when I couldn't find the car and I finally called them, then you know, it all come to them that it was at a different hospital that was probably 50 miles, 40 miles from the hospital I was at. So unfortunately I didn't have the best day yesterday. So alright, so what we're going to do now is try this windshield. Alright, we're going to try something quick, real up first. It's a shame there. My rubber. Twist it over here. Okay, so it's in. Of course, it's not down in the rubber, so it's up too high, and it's also well, it's not down inside. So I think what we'll do now is raise it up a little bit and then start pushing the rubber up on first. We're going to wait for this. What I'm wondering is if I'm going to be able to slide these down beside it like this. So this one's going in pretty good. Let's see what the other one looks like. Yeah, I think it would barely go in, but it's about right. Yep. It'll go in with a little soap, so it looks like they've got it the perfect size. It's going to be up to me to get this up and get the rubber on it. There we go. It's going down. It's tight on this side. When you go down on the other side, we might put the rubber on first. don't know if I'm going to be able to get this one to go down all the way. Yeah. Not like that. Let's put a little soap on it. As for measurement, you know, I done find my scissors here. As for measurement, I've done the measurement of my steel piece exactly to size. Not undersized, not oversized, exactly what size I wanted it. And I probably cut on that thing 10 times to try to get it exactly where I wanted it. So I took my time, and I figured that if he copied what I done, like he told me he would and could, then between the two of us we could do a windshield that would absolutely fit like it's supposed to. And so far, this is doing that. So far it looks like his work and my work matched up pretty well. So let's see. I mean, if it works out right, this should just go in and not be too loose or too tight. And there it goes, it's at the bottom. Okay, so we got the windshield in. Went in really well, real impressed. Impressed with the guy's ability to cut glass. Something I want to learn to do one day. You know, love to be able to try it. So, smooth on top, just like I asked, because you know it was going to be open. Got handprints all over it, which you know, that's going to be hard to keep from doing. Going to make caps that go over the top, and with a piece of rubber here that keeps the windshield down. Now it's in tight, it's not going to move around or anything like that. I'm not worried about that. What I want to do is make it where I can actually take it back out when I get ready to paint this car and make it a lot easier. So that should be no problem. And you know, like I said, it's in there with rubber. It's not touching any steel anywhere. There's no reason why it should have any issues. There's no, you know, shouldn't be any flex in this short of an area anyway, so should be good to go. Happy to get that out of the way. I've got some seat issues. I've still got to take this cover back off and put about a 1-inch foam in it to get the curve in it, and, you know, you can see the wrinkles in it. I was having a lot of issues with height on this seat, and I changed it 3 or 4 times, and that's why I just threw the cover on it last time, just checking height. So, you know, we're good as soon as we get a little bit more padding in it. I made that last night. I think it's going to work out just fine. Got to set it up so it, you know, it's at the right angle and all that. And I think I'm going to make it where it goes in and then hooks down. That way I can take it on and off as I need to. Okay, folks, really haven't done much filming, but got the interior all back out, everything out of it, floor out of it. Working on the shifter. Got to hook up the speedometer cable. And something I had forgot is I've got to put a brake light switch on. Now don't screw up like I did one time and put a brake light switch that was off when it was pushed and on when you let off. Or, you know, when you collapse the switch it would turn on. And I don't know how I got a backward switch, but I got one and that didn't work out very well. So anyway, we're going to put one right below the floor at the back side of that brake pedal, and should take care of that problem. And we're going to tie a few things up, go back through and check all the stuff, make sure all my cotter pins are in, my safety cotter pins for all the pins, everything. Just one quick safety check on the brake pedal and the clutch pedal and all that good stuff. And then once we get the speedometer in, that done, and then get some gear oil in it, then we're going to go ahead and start getting the floor cleaned up and get the other floor back in it. We're just going to, I've got some stuff I'm going to roll on the floor, I believe. Just a real light surface rust on it there now. I can get it off pretty easy. And anyway, so keep at it, keep rolling. Figured out another thing I'm going to do around this edge. got some rope here. This is actually off the anchor of my boat. I borrowed a little piece. I don't need all of it. So I'm going to run this bigger piping, I guess you'd call it, around here. Now, I didn't have a way of sewing this piping because I need a zipper foot. That is like a one-sided foot. It sews up to the edge. So the plan is, since I didn't get up to the edge and I don't want that to come apart and then start looking kind of stupid or anything, this will actually get rolled out on top of it up to the edge, and then I'll put my screws in it there, space them out however I decide to space them, and that'll hold it all up and together. So, and that's going to go right around this entire edge, and that will keep it, the gap to look better, you know, to look like it should look instead of looking like there's a gap there and screws and stuff like that. Anyway, that's the plan. Okay, I put some rust treatment on that floor, some converter, and then we'll probably spray a little bit of black over it. But anyway, everything's done. Shifter's on. Ended up cutting it off where I wanted it, welded it on. I've got a an old wooden knob with the Playboy bunny. Sort of matches everything else. And let me see, I've got the brake light switch done. I've got the I went through everything, checked everything, made sure everything was tight, you know, triple checked everything. And then let me see, brake light switch is done. Got it wired up, well, wired up to the dash here where I can hook everything up. But so we've got a good brake light switch. I ended up using one off an International, one of my rollback style ones. I've got a bunch of extras that I bought, so worked out really well. So anyway, now we're going to work on right here, both sides, and then we've got some floor work to do. A little bit here and on these two corners there, and over here where I ran my wire down through. Alright, got a little more to do. Got all this seam sealed in, all done. So let me see, got a few little things to do, and then we'll be able to put our sound deadener in and insulation, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know if it's going to do any good on an open car, but we're going to do it anyway. So got a little bit more rust stuff to put here. I got all the front done. We're getting there. Still got a cover to do over the master cylinder. Still got to tighten some bolts down. Just little stuff. We're getting there though. Alright folks, nice and bright. So we've got our insulation in, our soundproofing, whatever you want to call it. It's bubble wrap with tinfoil on the inside and outside is all it is. We did get the dog crap burl done on both sides, and that's taken care of. So now we're going to put the carpet in, and then we're going to start running the bead that goes around here, and just start putting the interior in, and it's all going to be permanent this time. Alright, carpet's laid out in there, and I've got some wrinkle and stuff right here, but the seat actually comes right up to there, so most of that's going to be hidden. I can try to, I haven't steamed anything yet, but I did get the sill plate in on this side, and this is just something that I had found laying. It actually had a rubber piece in it. I think it's the seal at the bottom of a door of a maybe a roll-up door on a box truck or something. I'm not sure, but anyway, I found it was bent and had been in half. So we're going to cut the rubber off this one like I did that one, polish it up a little bit, drill it and countersink it, and put some screws in it. So I think that'll work just fine. Alright, okay, so we got our other sill plate on. Still got some carpet work to do, but we're getting there. We're just about done with it. But I decided I would look at this, see what we could do, because I'd come up with this heavier piping to go around to hide that the transition between the upholstery and the body. But I kind of screwed up. So right here, that end, I was going to figure out a way of capping it. That's not a big deal. But as you can see, it don't go all the way up there, and I did not body work that because I was assuming and thinking that was going to get covered. So we may do something with that tomorrow and touch it up. And same way with over here, but not as bad. So anyway, I've got to sew more of that up anyway. I'm just testing to see what, you know, what it's going to look like. And I'll show you. It's not going to look too bad. So that'll hide this transition between that and that, because it's not going to fit perfectly tight around it. It's just not going to happen. But this hides it where you can't tell that. So I think it'll work out very well. So anyway, we've got another one of these to make. Go to the other side. We've got to put a cover over this. I'm just going to have a cover, maybe a hinge with a latch or something. All right. Appreciate everybody watching. And until next time. Bye.